Hi guys, welcome back to Taste with Twist. Today I'll show you how to make basic whole wheat flour vanilla sponge cake. Before we get into today's video, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, do like and share my video with your family and friends. So to make the cake, here I have taken half cup of whole wheat flour and 3 tablespoons of corn flour. You can use all-purpose flour or maida instead of whole wheat flour in this recipe. Here I have taken a sieve and I am sifting the flour. Add in half teaspoon of salt along with the flour and sift the flour for 2 to 3 times. It is very important to sift the flour 3 to 4 times as we are using whole wheat flour. The cake can get heavy and we can avoid that by sifting the flour 2 to 3 times. After sifting the flour, keep this aside. Now prepare your cake pan by lining it with a parchment paper or simply greasing it with some oil. Keep it aside. Take 4 large eggs. The eggs must be at room temperature and crack them into a large bowl. Add 2/3 cups of sugar, regular granulated sugar, to the eggs. We will slightly warm up the eggs and sugar on a double boiler. For that, I have taken some water in a saucepan. And while heating the water in the saucepan, I have placed the eggs and sugar bowl on top of it and keep mixing it with a fork until the sugar dissolves. By doing this, we can whip up our eggs very easily. Our sugar has completely dissolved in the eggs. Now is the time to whip our eggs using an electric mixer, or you can do this by hand as well too, but it takes a little time. So I am beating the eggs on a low speed. Keep whipping the eggs only on low speed. It will take not more than 2 to 3 minutes to reach stiff peaks. Do not overwhip the eggs. When the egg mixture starts to look something like this, add in 1 teaspoon of white vinegar and whip for 1 more minute on low speed. We are adding white vinegar to stabilize the whipped eggs. Don't worry, you won't be able to taste it in your cakes. After whipping the eggs for a total of 4 minutes on low speed, we have reached stiff peaks. Now is the time to add in our vanilla essence. I am adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence and I'll mix this for 1 minute more. Our whipped eggs are looking ready. Now is the time to add in our sifted flour. Remember the flour that we have sifted and kept aside in the beginning of the video. Now add this flour to the whipped eggs little at a time. Keep mixing the flour into the egg mixture and add some more and keep mixing. Be very gentle while you are folding the flour into the whipped eggs. We do not want to deflate our whipped eggs. Just very little amount of flour at a time. Use cut and fold method to fold in the flour into the whipped eggs. We will not be using any raising agents like baking soda or baking powder while making these cakes. We'll simply be depending on the whipped eggs for the texture of these cakes. So be very careful when you are folding the flour into the whipped eggs. The batter may look a little thick after adding the last bit of flour into the batter, but don't worry, it will come together. We haven't added our milk and oil yet. So this looks ready. Keep this aside. Into another bowl, I am taking 4 tablespoons of milk and 3 tablespoons of flavorless vegetable oil. Give this a quick mix. Do not add in the liquid ingredients directly into the cake batter as it will thin out the consistency of the cake and deflate the whipped eggs. So I am adding 2 to 3 dollops of prepared cake batter and lightening the consistency of the liquids. Pour in our liquid ingredients into the cake batter and mix everything well. Again, don't overmix. Be very gentle while you are mixing the cake batter. By using the ingredients that I have shown in this video, you will be able to make 1 kg vanilla sponge cake. I have used 18 cm or 7-inch round cake pan to bake this cake. Our cake batter is ready. Now is the time to pour it into our cake pan. These cakes won't rise a lot while baking, so it is okay if you fill your cake pan up to 3/4 portion. Gently deflate the cake with a toothpick and place it in a preheated oven at 170 degrees for 40 minutes. Do not forget to preheat your oven before you start baking your cake. Check the cake after 30 to 35 minutes with a toothpick. If the toothpick inserted in the cake comes out clean, that means the cake is done. After 35 minutes, here is how our cake is looking. The toothpick is clean, that means the cake is baked. I have left the cake for 1 more minute on 200 degrees in the oven just to brown the top of the cake. After that, take it out of the oven and place it on a wire stand to let it cool down completely. After 15 minutes, run a knife through the edges of the cake just to clear the edges. Place a plate over the cake pan and flip it over to demold the cake. It will come out very easily as we have lined our cake tin with a parchment paper. I like to place the cake on the wire stand upside down to let it cool down furthermore. Remove the parchment paper. As we have placed the cake on the wire stand while it is cooling, there will be dents of the wire stand on the top of the cake, which I don't mind. I think they are really cute. If you don't like them, just leave the cake on a plate to let it cool down. And that is it. Our very tasty, soft and spongy whole wheat flour vanilla sponge cake is ready. You can simply slice this cake and serve it with a glass of milk. It tastes super delicious. Or you can ice this cake and make beautiful birthday cakes with this basic vanilla sponge cake. Do try this tasty recipe and let me know how it goes for you in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye!